Am I living the kindness I expect from others? I tell myself I know the difference between right and wrong. I recognize when someone treats me unfairly, when their words feel careless, when their actions fall short of the respect I quietly expect. In those moments, I want to be treated better, fairly, consistently. No exceptions, but the truth is harder to face. I'm not perfect. I try to treat others with care. I remind myself to be patient, to be understanding, to respond with intention rather than impulse. But in the heat of a moment, when anger rises faster than thought, I lose that balance. I say things I shouldn't. I act in ways that don't reflect who I believe I am. And afterward, I notice. I replay those moments in my mind, making silent promises to do better next time. Sometimes I set my pride aside and ask for forgiveness. Other times, I sit with the quiet discomfort of knowing I could have chosen differently, but didn't. Then there are moments that feel even more confusing. When someone points out my flaws, my weaknesses, my mistakes, as if they stand above them, only to turn around and do the same thing to me. I used to call that hypocrisy, but now I'm not so sure it's that simple, because if I look closely, I've done the same. Before I speak or act, I often try to put myself in the other person's place, to imagine what it feels like to be on the receiving end of my words. Sometimes that awareness stops me. Sometimes it softens me, but not always, because my understanding isn't perfect. My perspective isn't universal. What feels acceptable to me might still hurt someone else. And even when I try to be fair, I know I fall short. Still, I believe this. We can train our minds to be more considerate. We can choose to pause instead of react. We can choose to understand instead of assume. Because a better world doesn't begin somewhere out there. It begins within. Not in perfection, but in awareness. Not in never failing, but in choosing to grow after we do. The world isn't free from harm. It never has been. There will always be moments that test us, people who hurt us without reason, situations that shake our sense of fairness. But even then, I don't want to lose hope. I want to be the kind of person I wish existed more often in my life. Because maybe that's where it starts. Not with what I expect from others, but with what I choose to become. Be who you need and want around you.